Again, last weekend, nearly 1,500 students graduated from EVSC high schools. Of the graduates, over 80% plan to go on to college or other post-secondary education opportunities. EVSC graduates were offered more than $25 million in scholarships, and 31% of graduates accepted just under $11 million. Joining me now is Dave Dimmett, Chief Academic Officer at EVSC. Dave, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, so exciting day on Saturday.
Friday night and Saturday were phenomenal experiences for our students, for their families, and a real celebration and a tribute to the work that this community is doing. We didn't get these students to this milestone in their lives without a lot of help.
Friday night was the Academy for Innovative Studies, first graduation. That was an exciting evening as well.
Yeah,
so,
it was phenomenal to see that first class come out of the Academy for Innovative Studies, and this is, as you know, it's a new innovative school model. It's a redesign of alternative education. We really think it's a chance to reshape and redefine what alternative education can mean for our students.
You know, the last few years we've seen steady increases in graduation rates across the district. You know, we've often mentioned Boise and really a miraculous turnaround, almost a 20-point swing in the last 3 years in terms of increased number of graduates. And you know, what do you attribute much of that success to?
Well, that success is the work of this entire community and our post-secondary partners, our business partners, all the supports that are in place on the social and emotional side, but it's also the work of individual classroom teachers. And without that classroom level work, none of this is possible. But we're really focusing on making the classroom experience relevant to students, give them a chance to apply what they learn in real world settings, integrating content as much as possible so it really means something, but then also making sure that we understand each individual student's learning needs and what it will take to get them to this milestone in their life.
Also, a couple years ago, the Southwest Indiana College Access Network was created, or SICAN, and we've seen some amazing results from that effort as well.
Absolutely. SICAN has played a role in a lot of these students graduating, and the numbers we're looking at this year have been heavily impacted by SICAN. SICAN not only works with students to get them to this milestone, but they're really following students onto the college campus and working with that network to make sure our students not just get there, but that they're successful once they arrive.
Which then takes us into, obviously, the next step is, you know, when we're looking at preparing students for post-secondary education or to succeed in this global economy, what are some of the skills that we believe are necessary for students to be successful?
Sure. Well, we want students who are prepared to go off and make a living wage, to support their families, but to be active citizens. You know, one of the themes that emerged in graduations this weekend was Carpe Diem, seize the day. And what we have found is more of our students are doing just that. They're taking advantage of the opportunities in school, getting involved, but they're also doing service learning projects. We want students who can be successful in 4-year settings, 2-year settings, apprenticeships, but we also want students who are going to contribute to our community and to the region.
And you talk about the community and giving back, and we heard some eloquent speeches from our high school students at graduation, and we're so proud of them. But we often heard this whole idea of community. We talk about community often. What can the community do to not only support students in K-12, but in their post-secondary pursuits?
Sure. There are two things that really stand out to me as being essential for this community to move forward. One is early childhood education. The other is mentoring. You know, this year we saw a mentoring initiative that was working with Big Brothers Big Sisters, the YWCA, Leadership Evansville, others, and that has made a tremendous impact on a number of our students' lives. And to hear the stories of these students and the mentors that have worked with them for years, on into the college years, that support is essential for our students. We need this community to support those organizations, but also get more adults to volunteer and be a mentor. Early childhood education is a long-term investment. You know, a quarter of a century ago, Evansville made the commitment to full-day kindergarten, and we really think it's essential now to make this long-term investment in early childhood education.
I couldn't agree more on the early childhood piece and mentoring and so forth. I've been fortunate to be co-chair of the Indiana Youth Institute project on mentoring, and that's been exciting. But let's to early childhood, just a couple other pieces here. Why aren't we as a nation and as a state investing in our young children?
Well, there's plenty of evidence to support an investment in early childhood education, but there is a cost associated with that. And what we've learned is that students who enter kindergarten with a range of early childhood experiences already have a learning gap. And for some of our students, they never overcome that. But it's a policy decision that needs to be made at the federal level.
Yeah. And I would argue that not investing in it is much more costly than the investment on the front end. So, well, Dave, thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for the great work you're doing. And up next in our EVSC Spotlight, 2 teams of EVSC high school students travel to Philadelphia to take part in a competition sponsored by the United States Navy. Find out how they did next.